Hey, welcome to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. And as always, presented by Liuna Laborers Local 663, who remind us to drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Well, it's week 4 of the high school football season. And some games not quite gone final. We've had some weather delays across the state. And we are currently kind of having some technical difficulties here. But we'll try it again. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okie dokie. Well, and again, I apologize. This has been a nightmare all day long dealing with the problems I'm having. So just going to have to bear with me here. And now I can't switch pages. There we go. We're getting it done. Anyway, you're listening to the High School Football Scoreboard Show here on the Missouri Sports Network. I'm Guy Newcomb. Be with you for the next hour and a half. We've reached out to some coaches here tonight. We will be hearing from Hannibal head football coach Jeff Geschwender here in about 10 minutes here on the Missouri Sports Network. Let's get to the scores here. First off, from last night. And again, my microphone is off, so I do apologize. This has been a nightmare all day for me trying to figure out things, but let's see what we can do now. We're switching mics, so hopefully that will be better, but I doubt it. Anyway, let's just continue here with last night's scores. It was Miller over Diamond 12-8. Francis Howell defeated Francis Howell North 42-7. It was Lindbergh 24-0 over Hazelwood Central. And tonight, scores brought to you by Bambino's Italian Cafe and 8-Man Football. And hey, join us every Monday at 11:30 at Bambino's on East Battlefield at Lone Pine for the Springfield Area Quarterback Club. And we'll run through some of the guests that are coming up this week as well. And I need you to do me a favor. Just one favor. Well, maybe 2 favors. And maybe 3. Hey, go to Missouri Sports Network on YouTube and subscribe. You'll be notified every time we go live with anything or anytime we've got anything recorded. We've got several athletes of the week, teams of the week out there here just that came out today on high school game day. And I need you to tell one friend, hey, tune in to high school game day. Tune into the athletes of the week. We tune into Where Are They Now Wednesdays, every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. with Playing on Sports Kent Mueller. Turn into Hunt Love on Thursday mornings with Johnny Mack, Coach Archer, and myself. And then on deck on Mondays at 10 a.m. Anyway, the Bambinos Friday scoreboard in 8-man football was Archie over Osceola, 56-6. It was Lockwood over Greenfield, 66-16. And Jasper defeats Drexel 48-14. Elsewhere in 8-man football was North Andrew over St. Joe Christian 26-12. Rockport defeats DeKalb 54-0. It was West Nottoway over Platte Valley 58-20. South Holt defeats Stewartsville 69-12. Was West Nottoway over Platte Valley. I'm sorry, I read that. But anyway, West Nottoway over Platte Valley 58-20. Page 2 brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks with 12 locations here in the Ozarks, sponsoring our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks male and female athletes of the week every week. And you can go to our page at MissouriSportsNetwork.com and you can see some of those interviews. Actually, you can see all of those interviews right there. On page 2, it was Houston over Kabul, 56-0. Elsewhere, Bowling Green defeats North Callaway 50-8. Hannibal over Fulton, 60-0. We'll be hearing from Coach Jeff Geschwinder here in a few minutes on that game. It was Live for Life, 26-24 over St. Mary's. Elsewhere, Nevada defeats McDonald County, 15-10. It was Nixa over Carthage, 34-14. Eureka shuts out Fox, 27-0. We have reached out to head coach Jacob Sumner. We've had him on in the past, but not this year. So we'll hopefully get to visit with him. Elsewhere, CBC defeats DeSmet 38-14. Games tomorrow include Miller Career at Gateway, New Madrid County at Herman, Rockwood Summit will be at McClure, Kirkwood will be at McClure North, Priory at MICDS, Jennings at Normandy, Principia will host Grandview, Pattonville is at Rittenhour, University City is at Riverview Gardens, Soldan is at Roosevelt, and Benton will be at University Academy. Again, you're listening to Week 4 of the High School Football Scoreboard Show here on Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. I'm Guy Newcomb, a.k.a. the Scoreboard Guy, with you until 11 o'clock. We'll hope to get as many coaches in as we can. We have confirmed we will hear from Marshfield head football coach Cody Bull. We have a final. Republic defeats Kickapoo 49-17, so that game has gone final there as well. Try and see if we can track down Ryan Cornelson, the head coach. See if we can get him on the air as well. Looking up some scores, some other locations. Big game going on between Lamar and Cassville. And I don't know that has gone final yet, but it was 26-25 with a minute and a half, or 35-34, and that has gone final as Cassville upsets Lamar 35-34. Marionville defeats Central 60-6. Seneca over Monette 64-14. Liberty defeats number 5 ranked Ava 34-12. Warsaw over Sherwood 49-7. Mount Vernon defeats East Newton 48-6. Branson 46-21 over West Plains. Stratford defeats Buffalo 42-20. Marshfield over Hillcrest 28-7. So those have gone final. Another final just coming in as Carl Junction defeats Logan Rogersville 38-13. The Osho defeats Waynesville 42-20. Mountain Grove over Willow Springs 37-0. Reach Spring shuts out Springfield Catholic 28-0. Final Cole Camp falls at Crest Ridge 47-21. Hey, if you're out there listening, hey, go to our chat button. You can do that on either our Facebook page at Facebook Live at Missouri Sports Network, or you can go to our YouTube page or go to Twitter at Scoreboard Guy or at Missouri_sports, and you can chat with us if you've got question queries or if you have a final. You can shoot it to us right there. We will check some other scores here. In the fourth quarter, it was Lebanon over Willard, 46-12. Final scores: Albany defeats Worth County 36-34. Blue Valley shuts out East Christian 30-0. Parkview in the fourth quarter is on top of Bolivar 28-21. Jefferson in the fourth leads Cuba 27-6. Final score: Drexel defeats Jasper. Eureka shuts out Fox 27-0. Excelsior Springs at the half, that's a long time ago, 7-0 over Raytown. In the fourth quarter, Jackson leads Farmington 42-35. Final score, Fort Zumwalt West defeats Howell Central 42-14. Joplin defeats Glendale 45-21. In the fourth, it's Fort Osage on top of Truman 41-19. Final score, Warrensburg defeats Harrisonville 56-25. Elsewhere, final, Lafayette defeats Parkway Central 58-0. And at the half was the latest score here, New Heights Christian over Liberal 44-14. Final score, Liberty defeats Park Hill South 42-7. Final score, Lincoln out of Kansas City, the Blue Tigers defeat Kansas City East 53-6. Elsewhere, final score, Lutheran North defeats Westminster 67-3. Sheckman defeats Melville 43-8. It was Kearney in the fourth quarter 24-3 over Park Hill. Platte County in the fourth quarter leads Topeka Washburn 30-0. I'm sorry, 49-20. Elsewhere, final, Caruthersville defeats Charleston 34-6. Keatsville falls at Schuyler County 60-26. Mound City defeats East Atchison 42-20. Nottoway Valley over Platte Valley 58-20. And in the fourth quarter, Blair Oaks leads California, and I'm sure that's gone final by now, 49-7. We await Coach Jeff Geschwender from Hannibal. Let's refresh the page here. You can get the scores if you go to scoreboardguy.net, or you can go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com, click on the scoreboard, and you'll get the scores here, and sign up and follow us or subscribe on YouTube. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Once again, high school football scoreboard from last night. We've got a couple more finals here. St. Vincent defeats Herculaneum 47-7. South Harrison over Scotland County 22-15. Last night it was Miller 12-8 over Diamond. Francis Howell 42-7 over Francis Howell North. Lindbergh on top defeats Hazelwood Central. Ah, shoot. Okay, we've got a problem here. I just dumped my water out. Okay. And we welcome to the show right now the head coach of Hannibal, Jeff Geschwender. Coach Geschwender, thanks for joining us. Coach, big win tonight. Tell us about the game.
We played a good game. We came out, we played fast, played downhill. Defense played lights out tonight. I think Fulton had 35 total yards on offense, but we were just much better tackling, reading our keys, getting to the ball, and getting multiple people at the ball. And defense really stepped up our game and played nice. And offensively, we dealt with some penalties here and there, but we cleaned it up quite a bit. We were pretty efficient on offense.
Come out of tonight's game relatively healthy?
Say that again, sorry.
I said you come out of tonight's game relatively healthy.
Yeah, I think so. We got a couple little dings and bruises, but give them the weekend off, let them heal up a little bit. Not anything serious.
So tell us a little bit about some of the guys that really stood out for you tonight.
It was just completely lights out. Defensive line with Dallas Zimmer, Jaron Landis, Aiden Scott. They played the backfield all night long. And whenever if a running back or something did sneak out of there, linebackers were on top of it immediately, and our D-backs did a good job of reading run and coming up. But offensively, Waylon Anders had a great game throwing the ball. He was very efficient in the spots. Mike Ferrer ran for 150 yards, and he only played a half game. But like I said, we offensive line played very. Let big gaps. Landon Essig had a big game running the ball as well. We're just getting big chunks, but like I said, first half we were having a hard time finding rhythm. Every time we start getting something going, that penalty pushes back. We're going to have to try to, get big chunks back again. But, Carter Reed had a very good game at receiver. Caught the ball well, had some big plays. Really almost proud with everybody. We came out and took care of business. It was our third game on the road. Our kids typically focus pretty good on the road, and we did a good job just coming out and doing what we do and doing our basic stuff and doing it really well.
What challenges are in front of you for next week?
Well, we've got Mexico. Mexico's a option football team, and that always poses challenges. You just got to make sure you're playing assignment football on defense. Eyes are in the right spot. You're reading the right keys. Make sure everybody is doing their assignment in all three levels of the option game. Our safeties and corners have to do a good job of making sure they're doing their job on the pass game, but also recognizing run and coming down and doing their assignments in the option game. So, Mexico's always a tough team. They're always coached very well, and they keep the ball on the ground and they chew up clock. So, we need to make sure that we take away, long time-consuming drives by them. And offensively, we just have to play clean. As long as we play clean, we're tough to stop. But we make little mistakes here and there. Take a wrong step, miss a block here, or get a penalty. With the type of offense we run, it's a little bit tougher for us to play from second 12 and third 12 than it is between the sticks. So just making sure that we're doing our thing and not trying to make taking what they give us is the main thing we need to do. Not trying to make too big of a play off what we're doing. We take what they give us. We run our stuff and hopefully we can come out and do it again next week.
Well, outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here on a football Friday night, and congratulations on the victory.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks, Coach.
All right, bye.
Bye. That is Jeff Geschwender from Hannibal's. They get a big win tonight, and elsewhere, Milan defeats Marceline 40-14. And Marionville over Central 60-6. That game also has gone final. Certainly glad you have tuned in here on the Missouri Sports Network. We're going to take a quick timeout here as we await coaches calling in, and I've got a mess I've got to clean up. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully everything will be all right. We've got 216 live viewers going on right now. Another final here before we go. Penny defeated Lawson 29-15. And we'll be back after these messages on the Missouri Sports Network.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so Chevy truck and a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. It's Friday Night Live here as we enter week 4. We're about to complete. Most of the games have gone final. We did have some weather-related delays in some of these games throughout the state, but we will get the scores to you as as they come final here tonight on Friday Night Live. I'm Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy. Alongside, got Kent Mueller and Darren Archer sitting in the green room as I'm trying to clean up a mess that I've made here. Have a day, Nuke. Have a day. But anyway, certainly glad that you have tuned in. And let's get to the scores that we have at this time. We await Cody Bull, the head football coach from Marshville, will be joining us as they get a win tonight as well. On the scoreboard, first from last night, it was Miller over Diamond, 12-8. Francis Howell defeats Francis Howell North, 42-7, and Lindbergh over Hazelwood Central, 24-0. Tonight on the Bambinos scoreboard, Bambinos hosting the Springfield Area Quarterback Club every Monday from starting at 11:30. Coaches speak at noon, and we'll run through some of the coaches that will be there. I know Marionville is scheduled to be there, as well as Lebanon, Ozark, and haven't seen an Ozark final, but they were leading Webb City at one time as well. So a lot of strange scores coming in tonight. But in the eight-man football scoreboard was Archie over Osceola 56-6. Southwest defeats Concordia 59-18. It was Lockwood over Greenfield 66-16. Jasper defeats Drexel 48-14. Schuyler County over Keatsville 60-28. New Heights over Liberal 72-14. Mound City defeats Tarkio 42-20. North Andrew over St. Joe Christian 26-12. Paris defeats Northland Christian 74-8. It was Bishop LeBlanc 60-12 over Plattsburgh. Rockport defeats DeKalb 54-0. It was Slater over Santa Fe 82-0. West Nottoway defeats Platte Valley 50. Hang on. Sorry about that. So West Nottoway defeats Platte Valley 58-20. Southold over Stewartsville 69-12. North Shelby defeats Wellington Napoleon 66-28, and Albany over Worth County 36-34. And now to page 2. Penny defeats Lawson 29-15. It was Ash Grove over Pierce City 22-20. Westrand defeats Fayette 34-21. Bowling Green over North Callaway 50-8. Houston defeats Kabul 56-0, and Liberty over Ava 34-12. Elsewhere, Houston over Kabul 56-0. Marionville defeats Springfield Central 60-6. Mid Buchanan over West Platte 40-8. It was Adrian over Midway 26-0. Dexter defeats East Prairie 36-0. St. Vincent over Herculaneum 47-7. Mountain View Liberty over Ava 34-12. Cassville 35-34 over Lamar. Elsewhere, Bowling Green defeats North Callaway 50-8. Palmyra over Highland 46-6. South Shelby over Clark County 52-20. Mountain Grove over Willow Springs 37-0. It was Hannibal over Fulton 60-0. We just got done visiting with Hannibal head football coach Jeff Geschwender. Elsewhere, St. James defeats Owensville 24-4. Seneca has its way with Monette 64-14. St. Dominic defeats Park Hill Central 38-7. Live for Life 26-24 over St. Mary's. St. Clair defeats Sullivan 21-7. Slough over Lutheran St. Charles 56-14. Nevada defeats McDonald County 15-10. It was Mexico over Marshall 49-13. Elsewhere was Warrensburg over Harrisonville, 56-24. Nixa defeats Carthage 34-13. Eureka shuts out Fox 27-0. Hazelwood East 35-7 over Ladue. Neosho over Waynesville 42-20. Cape Central over Poplar Bluff 49-6. Elsewhere, CBC defeats DeSmet 38-14. Rockhurst over Lee Summit West 38-17. Games on the docket for tomorrow include Miller Career Academy at Gateway, New Madrid County at Herman, Rockwood Summit at McClure, Kirkwood at McClure North, Priory at MICDS, Jennings is at Normandy, Grandview is at Principia, Pattonville will be at Rittenhour, University City at Riverview Gardens, Soldan is at Roosevelt, and Benton is at University Academy. We invite you to tune into the shows all week long. We got the morning update coming out every morning at 7 o'clock, and that's usually a live show going over scores from last night or the night previous, including maybe some St. Louis Cardinals and Kansas City Royals and some Chiefs stuff. I will tell you that my heart is broken right now as the Cardinals have officially been eliminated from the playoffs, and I can see Coach Archer in the green room cheering that one on. The Fairgrove does defeat Hollister 50-6. El Dorado Springs over Versailles 49-8. Lone Jack defeats Hogan Prep 40-24. El Dorado Springs over Versailles 49-8 as well. And I apologize. I'm texting coaches right now as we're lining up guests here throughout the show tonight. We've got Cody Bull coming up at 10:05, so he'll be joining us soon. Tom Cox will be after that from Mount Vernon, and then Ryan Cordelson from Republic will be on to visit with us as well. And again, yeah, the Royals are not eliminated. But if the playoffs ended today, they would not make it because they don't have the tiebreaker against Minnesota. Lafayette County defeats Aurora 42-21, otherwise known as Higginsville, on that. And we have got some mic problems continuing to go on here. How about that? Is that? Hopefully that sounds better. And I will tell you, I had an iced tea here beside me, and I went to reach to grab something, and I spilled it all over the board. So if it sounds a little bit scratchy, that is why, because the board is saturated with iced tea. So my apologies. So I hope you can still hear me. I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break before Coach Bull gets here from Marshfield, and we'll see what we can do and about getting this remedied here on the Missouri Sports Network. It's Friday Night Live. Back after this.
Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, Missouri State Campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. I'm Guy Newcomb. Alongside here for the, well, as long as the board hangs out, holds up, we'll be here for till 11 o'clock. We'll run through some scores here as we wait the head coach for the Marshfield Blue Jays, Cody Bull, as he will join us here at about 10:05, I believe. And we'll run through the scores that we have at this time. And you are listening to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, and we'll update some scores as they come into us. You can send them to us at Scoreboard Guy on Twitter or at Missouri_sports. And I apologize, I'm flustered. I've had a heck of a day here. Just trying to get this in. Final, Blair Oaks defeats California 63-7. Elsewhere, Nottoway Valley over Platte Valley 58-20. Was Mound City over East Atchison 42-20. Chaminade defeats Vianney. That's a big win for Chaminade, 41-35. Schuyler County over Keatsville, 60-28. Elsewhere, Platte Valley defeats Topeka Washburn Rural, 49-20. Parkway West over Parkway South, 28-13. Kearney defeats Park Hill, 38-17. Seckman, they defeat Melville, 43-8. Lutheran North over Westminster, 67-3. Lincoln defeats Kansas City Kansas City East 53-6. Liberty over Park Hill South 42-7. New Heights Christian defeats Liberal 72-14. Lafayette over Parkway Central 58-0. Hazelwood East defeats Ladue 35-7. Was Warrensburg over Harrisonville 56-25. Fort Osage over Truman, 41-19. Joplin defeats Glendale, 45-21. Fort Zumwalt West over Howell Central, 42-14. Jackson defeats Farmington, 49-35. Eureka shuts out Fox, 27-0. It was Drexel over Jasper, 48-14. In the fourth quarter, last score we had, Jefferson was leading Cuba, 41-6, and that was one of the games that was in a rain delay or lightning delay. And we welcome to the show now Marshfield head football coach Cody Bull. Coach Bull, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you, Guy?
I'm doing great, Coach. A big win tonight. Tell us a little bit about the ball game.
Oh, absolutely. We beat Hillcrest 28-7 tonight. Kind of started hitting our stride on offense a little bit. Our defense, again, played really well. And our guys came out and responded to not playing great last week and coming out and just doing a really good job against a really well-coached Hillcrest team.
Coach, tell us a little bit about some of the standout performances tonight. Who played really well for you?
Yeah, I thought our quarterback, Carson Adams, grew up this week. And he's, this is his fourth start under his belt now, and he had a couple touchdown passes tonight and hit a couple other big throws in some third down situations. And, kind of we were able to open things up with him a little bit this week, and then he responded really well to that. And that was really nice to see. Our two backs, Talon Funk and Tyce Jones, both ran the ball really hard tonight, hit some big runs, kind of keep people off balance. Case Steinbach, is a sophomore receiver, had a big catch on a third down play for us tonight. And that was kind of fun to see young guys stepping up and doing some stuff.
So 3-1 on the season right now. You're at Bolivar. Here it's Bolivar's homecoming next week. What do you know about the Liberators?
I've seen them a little bit. They're pretty good up front. I like their linemen. They play really hard. Defensively, they've got a linebacker that's outstanding player. We got to get him blocked, and Coach LaSalle just does a really good job trying to keep you off balance. So we'll have to be ready in every phase for sure.
You guys come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy?
Yeah, I think we're getting healthier too. We're getting our left tackle's been out for 2 weeks, and so should be getting him back and getting a little more to full strength.
Outstanding, Coach. Any surprises or anything surprise you from scores around the area tonight? You may not have had a chance to look at it.
No, we really haven't had a chance. We've been, our home stadium is not at the high school, so we have to load up like an away game every week. So we've been loading up and bringing stuff back over to the high school. So I didn't really have a chance to check.
At what point do coaches kind of maybe trying to sneak a peek at the district standings, hoping for a home game or maybe 2 home games in the playoffs? Do you wait till maybe game 7 or 8?
You kind of always kind of keep it in the back of your mind a little bit. Obviously you got to kind of keep an eye on where people might be and who you might be looking at, when it gets there. But definitely after the midpoint of the season, once things start to kind of settle a little bit, the conferences we've been playing in, you can't look ahead too much, but it's one of those things for us. So definitely wait until kind of after the midpoint and start looking at some scenarios and making sure we're kind of keeping track of some people in case we get a matchup, especially a second time matchup, which is probably a really good case this year.
Coach, we're 40% of the way through the season right now. What are some things you feel like you're doing well at this point of the season?
We're running the ball well. Defensively, I think we're playing really well. Last week we gave up, a lot of points, but that all kind of happened in about 2.5 minutes for some really, really boneheaded mistakes on our part. So we kind of flushed that one. I think we're just doing a really good job being well conditioned and physical, and our kids kind of believe in their ability to play late into a game and feel fresh. And that's kind of was indicative tonight. Hillcrest definitely played hard, and we just felt like we kind of warmed down as it went through tonight, and found a way to kind of put our foot on the gas a little bit at the end.
Coach, what are your thoughts now? You're like I said, 40% into this new conference, this new schedule. Obviously, gives you an opportunity to look at some different people maybe than you've played in the past. What are your impressions and what are your thoughts on the new conference?
It's been a lot of fun seeing some fresh faces, and some even some people we've been around. Sub-varsity wise, it's been good. Play some schools with a few more numbers, but the Big 8 is hyper competitive with a lot of really good coaches. And, we were definitely not playing at a lower level of football. I don't believe. I think that prepared us for coming up into this conference. To be honest with you, I think we were playing a really tough schedule, and I don't think anybody really understood or knew that. And it's been good for us. So, and we still just got a lot of really good teams here and a lot of really good coaches. It's fun. We got together and had a conference meeting. We got good folks who do well by their kids, and so it's fun to do that.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time and appreciate your attendance at the Springfield Area Quarterback Club. I know everybody enjoys hearing from the other coaches, and you included. But look forward to the next time we get to visit there.
I absolutely. I really appreciate you inviting us over, guys. It's pretty cool to get to come down and talk to some of those folks.
You bet. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Cody Bull, head football coach at Marshfield. They get a win tonight over Hillcrest. They've got Bolivar next week. Bolivar did lose today to Parkview. That final with Parkview was 28-27. So Bolivar's gotten shut out twice this year, 35-0, and the other 2 games were 1-point games. 1-point win in overtime over Harrisonville and a 1-point loss today to Parkview. So tough sledding there for the Liberators here so far this season, but they are 1-3. We'll run through some scores as we await Coach Tom Cox. He will be our next phone call before Ryan Cordelson. We have reached out to Scott Pingle, who's the head coach at CBC, as they get a big win over DeSmet tonight. As we refresh the page, you go at Scoreboard Guy on Twitter. Shoot us a score. We've got some chat coming across here on our chat boards. It's from Allen Hilliard, who will, I'm sure, join us here at some point tonight. But lets us know that 42-20 was the final as Neosho defeated Waynesville in that contest. Pleasant Hill on top of Clinton in the fourth quarter, 42-7. Hallsville defeats Macon, 46-15. And Clever with a 1-point victory over Forsyth, 27-26. Elsewhere at scoreboardguide.net, Thursday night scores had Miller over Diamond, 12-8. Francis Howell defeats Francis Howell North, 42-7. Lindbergh over Hazelwood Central, 24-0. Scores from tonight, 8-man football brought to you by Lyuna Labor's Local 663, Building, Missouri, and reminding us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. And the 8-man scoreboard was Archie over Osceola, 56-6. Southwest defeats Concordia, 59-18. Lockwood over Greenfield, 66-16. In 8-man action. Elsewhere, Jasper defeats Drexel 48-14, with Schuyler County over Keatsville 60-28. New Heights over Liberal 72-14. Mound City defeats Tarkio 42-20. Excuse me. North Andrew over St. Joe Christian 26-12. Was Paris over Northland Christian 74-8. Bishop LeBlanc defeats Plattsburgh 60-12. Rockport over DeKalb 54-0. It was Slater defeating Santa Fe 82-0. West Nottoway over Platte Valley 58-20. We are joined now by Mount Vernon Mountaineer head football coach Tom Cox. Coach Cox, thanks for joining the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Coach, get a big win tonight over a very good East Newton team. Tell us about tonight's game.
Say it again, Guy.
You get a big win over a good East Newton team. Tell us about tonight's win.
Oh, sure. Thank you. It was a good win, and we played really well tonight. We kind of came out right off the bat. They won the toss and elected to defer, so we did everything we could to try to get one in the end zone early. We drove it down the field. I don't have the stats stuff or anything in front of me. I'm on the bus right now, but we really played well. We took it in. We got a stop on them, came back and scored a second time to make it 14-0. They did have complete.
Okay, Coach, are you still there? I think
they punched one in on us and 13-6. And then we kind of got hot again, and we ended up leading 24-2.
Yeah, Coach, I'm losing. You're on the bus, and you're kind of going in and out. But
the quarterback threw it really well. Sorry.
Very good.
Yeah. We had Julian Hernandez make several great catches and runs after catch. Had Lane Conrad had 2 touchdowns tonight, had a third one called back on a holding penalty. And we had Jared Zerby scored on the ground. He ran like a beast against those guys. I don't know what his number. He played really much better job than we did early in the season. We're getting better. We just got to keep working. Got a tough one next week. Sounded like Lamar got beat. Is that right?
They did get beat, 35-34 by Cassville.
Wow. And it's just, this sport is so interesting to me. It's so strange at times. I mean, it's just, East Newton beat Cassville last week, and then Cassville beats Lamar this week. You had just, I don't know what to make of the league this year. It's been all over the place, it seems like to me. Hard to predict who's going to be who.
Yeah, it's these teams you won't have to deal with in your district. As you go out, kind of go west, so to speak, with that district. At what point do you kind of start checking in on that and seeing what you need to do to get a couple of home games?
Well, we know what we got to do, and it's pretty tough. We're going to have to keep winning some games in the Big Eight because, it's strange, like you said, that we go up kind of northeast all the way up to Cuba, Missouri, and St. James, and Salem is in that district, and Mountain Grove, and Buffalo, and then Stratford. What's crazy, in the 100+ years that we have never played one of those schools in a varsity contest. We've played some JV games, but we've never played them in a varsity. So we won't look at that yet. We just kind of look at the scores to see what people are doing. Stratford, I think, a formidable opponent, and they're probably going to just breeze through their schedule until they get to face Fair Grove. Worried about that right now. We're just trying to survive this brutal schedule. We've got Lamar next week. They're going to be ticked, and they're going to be coming out with guns a blazing. I promise. And we've got Tassville coming up, and that's going to be tough too. So it's interesting league this year.
Absolutely it is. Coach, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time on the bus. Safe travels home, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Tom Cox, they're kind enough to join us here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and Bambinos as well. And join us Monday at Bambino's Italian Cafe for the Springfield area quarterback club. We've got 365 live viewers right now. We just went over 120,000, 25,000 hits this week. So I really appreciate everyone tuning in and being a part of the Missouri Sports Network. And we will take a quick time out. We'll come back and we'll visit with Republic Tigers head football coach Ryan Cornelson after these messages.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. It's Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. We've talked with a handful of coaches from around the state, and we look forward to visiting with you on our chat line. Go to YouTube, to the Missouri Sports Network page on YouTube. Subscribe, and you can go in there and chat with us right here live on the air. If you've got any questions, comments, or queries, and we'll try and run through some of the districts. I will tell you, we just got off the phone with Coach Tom Cox at Mount Vernon. They are in that Class 3 District 5, and some of these have not had their scores updated yet. St. James did update theirs. They're at 36 .22 points, so that puts them just in front of Mount Vernon, but Mount Vernon's win tonight is not up there yet. So right now it sits with Stratford at number 1, and they got a victory and tonight. So they're going to go to 4-0, so they'll likely stay at number 1. St. James is at number 2 tonight. Their victory is on there. Mount Vernon's not yet, so we'll see. They may jump and probably will jump St. James into that number 2 spot. And then Cuba, Mountain Grove, Buffalo, and Salem kind of winds that out. What are your thoughts on some of the big games tonight? Final scores that's maybe surprised you? The Cassville Lamar score did surprise me. This is a Cassville team that was 2-2, or is 2-2 now, I believe, in that game. So let's just take a look at what Cassville is. They are 2-2 right now, as they have defeated. They lost East Newton and kind of got blown out by East Newton last week, 42-21. They beat McDonald County 20-17, and then they beat Lamar today 35-34. And you don't know injuries or what the situation is there. Maybe you've got disciplinary things, something like that. But one thing is for sure, and that is that Seneca is awfully good, as they beat Monette 64-14. They shut out Nevada last week 42-0, and they beat Mount Vernon in week 2 35-14. But they're in that Class 3 District 6, and they are the 1 seed, followed by Reed Spring, Forsyth, East Newton, Cassville, Aurora, and Hollister. So let's run through the scores here real quick before we visit with Republic's head football coach Ryan Cornelson, as they also got a win tonight. Did the Republic Tigers, as they hosted Kickapoo, and Republic is good. I mean, you know, they lost a lot off of last year's team, but they're very well coached, and they played in the state championship game last year. You know, so they've lost to Nixa 49-14, and then they defeated Waynesville and Ozark. Combined score there of 70-9. They got Kickapoo tonight in a victory as well. On the scoreboard from tonight, we'll run through these as quickly as we can here as we await Coach Ryan Cornelson to join us. It was Blair Oaks over California 63-7. Nottoway Valley over Platte Valley 58-20. Was Mound City over East Atchison 42-20. Chaminade defeats Vianney 41-35. With Schuyler County 60-28 over Keatsville. Richmond shuts out Center 46-0. Platte County defeats Washburn out of Topeka, Kansas 49-20. Parkway West defeats Parkway South 28-13. Kearney over Park Hill 38-17. Seckman defeats Melville 43-8. It was Lutheran North over Westminster 67-3. Kansas City Lincoln over Kansas City East 53-6. Liberty defeats Park Hill South 42-7. New Heights Christian over Liberal 72-14. Lafayette shuts out Parkway Central 58-0. Hazelwood East over Ladue 35-7. Warrensburg over Harrisonville 56-25. It was Fort Osage over Truman 41-19. Joplin over Glendale 45-21. Fort Zumwalt West over Howe Central 42-14. Jackson defeats Farmington 49-35. Elsewhere, Eureka shuts out Fox 27-0. It was Drexel over Jasper 48-14. Jefferson defeats Cuba 41-14. Parkview over Bolivar 28-7. Blue Valley out of Randolph, Kansas defeats Kansas City East Christian 30-0. was Albany over Worth County 36-14. Lebanon 46-12 over Willard. North Shelby defeats Wellington Napoleon 66-28. Ozark hangs on and defeats Webb City 20-14. When was the last time Webb City lost 3 games in a row? I have to get my crack staff on that. It's been a while. Fort Zumwalt North over Washington 33-19. Warsaw defeats Sherwood 49-7. It was Warrenton over Winfield 49-12. Troy Buchanan over Timberland 42-0. Tipton shuts out Windsor 18-0. Was Thayer over Salem 68-0. Father Tolt defeats Summit Christian 43-23. St. Clair over Sullivan 21-7. Stratford defeats Buffalo 42-20. With South Holt over Stewartsville 69-12. St. Vincent defeats Herculaneum 47-7. St. Pius X out of Kansas City shuts out Maryville, state-ranked Maryville team 61-0. Live for Life over St. Mary's 26-24. St. Dominic defeats Park Hill Central 38-7. Cardinal Ritter over St. Augustine out of New Orleans 36-20. Reed Spring shuts out Springfield Catholic 28-0. South Shelby 52-20 over Clark County. South Harrison defeats Scotland County 22-15. Was South Callaway over Montgomery County 35-19. Oak Park falls to Smithville 18-10. Skyline over Lathrop 32-20. Sykeston defeats Malden 49-16. Seneca over Monette 64-14. Savannah shuts out Lafayette St. Joe 53-0. Was Rockhurst over Lee Summit West 38-17. Rockport defeats DeKalb 54-0. It was Republic 49-17 over Kickapoo. Scott City defeats Portageville 28-24. Cape Central over Poplar Bluff 49-6. Pleasant Hill defeats Clinton 42-15. Bishop LeBlond over Plattsburgh 60-12. Penny defeats Lawson 29-15. Pembroke Hill over St. Michael 34-20. Paris defeats Northland Christian 74-8. Palmyra over Highland 46-6. Was Pacific over Union 42-7. St. James over Owensville 24-6. Osage defeats Eldon 41-22. Orchard Farm over St. Charles West 51-6. Odessa defeats Oak Grove 22-19. And at last report, Webster Groves in the third quarter was leading Northwest 21-0. Bowling Green 50-8 over North Callaway. North Andrew defeats St. Joe Christian 26-12. It was Neosho over Waynesville 42-20. Mountain Home, Arkansas defeats Rolla 50-25. Mountain Grove over Willow Springs 37-0. Kirksville over Moberly 28-7. It was Milan over Marceline 40-14. My apologies here. I'm trying to text Coach Cornelson, see if he's able to join us. Hey, guys, you don't understand a lot of these football coaches, what this means for them. They've got 100 guys on their team. You know, they're trying to get buses loaded. They're trying to get, fields cleaned up. And I guess I'm supposed to call Coach Cornelson. So I'll call Coach Cornelson. We'll see what happens here. Was Midway falling to Adrian 26-0. And we welcome to the show now Republic Tigers head football coach Ryan Cornelson. Coach, can you hear me? Coach Cornelson, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, Coach. Can you hear me? Coach, I apologize. Can you hear me now, Coach? Well, that didn't go as well as what I thought. But we'll see. Maybe this will work. Welcome to the show now. Republic Tigers head coach Ryan Cornelson. Can you hear me, Coach? Can you hear me? Coach, can you hear me? Check 1, 2.
You got me?
Coach, can you hear me now? Hello, Coach. Coach, we'll have to try this another time. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's going on there either. We've had all kinds of mishaps tonight, so I do apologize for that. To Coach Ryan Cornelson, he was unable to hear us, and so maybe we'll try that another time. Let's see here. We'll try this one more time and see what happens.
Hello?
Coach Cornelson, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I apologize for that.
That's all right. I couldn't tell exactly what was going on. But
Well, I do apologize. That's I'm a high school PE teacher by trade, and sometimes I don't have the right buttons up. So my apologies.
That's all right.
Well, Coach, you get a big win tonight over a Kickapoo team coming off one of their biggest wins in recent history. You tell us about the ball game.
Yeah, it came out first series, and both teams were playing well. We moved it down the field and scored, and they moved it right down the field on us as well. So, it was close pretty early, and then our defense came up with some big stops, and our offense was able to keep moving the ball and put the ball in the end zone. And felt like we had a fairly good showing with what we wanted to do, and were able to move the ball consistently.
Coach, tell us about maybe some of the standout players tonight on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, for us, our fullback, one of our fullbacks, we run 3 fullbacks. They give us some different things, but Isaiah Hole for us had a big night. I think he rushed for over 100, and it's his first year at fullback, so we're excited for him to be able to break loose a couple times. And then Preston McCracken had a good game at quarterback again. Running in, throwing. I thought he did a good job with his reads and made some big plays for us and got some first downs that we had to have. Offensive line, obviously, when you move the ball consistently like that, they're playing really well. And they did a good job. So, from an offensive standpoint, I thought we were really balanced. I thought that was one of our better showings. From a defensive standpoint, it was by committee. I thought we did a good job with our defensive backs, keeping them from getting the big plays. They hit several of those last week. We kind of were able to eliminate some of the big plays and find ways to get stops and make them fun and get the ball back.
Did you come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy?
I think so. I mean, obviously, you finish the game and then you go, we'll know more tomorrow morning when if anybody's banged up. But I think we fared fairly well in that regard.
Next week, you're at Joplin, a very good Class 6 team. What do you know about the Eagles?
I've seen them on film a few times. Obviously, we saw them against Kickapoo. Their back is really dynamic and fast, and he's probably one of the best backs in the conference. And so, obviously, when you have that's scary. Then typical Joplin, man. They've got some really good football players, and they've got possibly some Division I guys roaming around out there, and those kind of guys can give you fits, and so it'll be a tough matchup for us. We'll have to come out and have a good game plan and really execute to have a chance to be in that one.
You're 40% of the way here through the regular season, with a lot of new faces. With what you lost a lot of very good football players from a year ago. What do you feel like right now at this point of the season that you're doing really well?
I think we are starting to catch up to the speed of the game. I think anytime you have that many new faces, it just trying to catch up to the speed of the game and how fast things, holes open and close. And, so I feel like that's probably been the biggest thing, and starting to understand, from a defensive side, we try to get in and out of different stuff. And, just obviously when you're a bunch of new coaches, that stuff gets complicated to them at times, and you miss the line. And I feel like we've gotten better at that through the first 4 games, and don't look so inexperienced at times, and we're able to make some things happen based on we now have 4 games on our belt versus game 1 and with all those new faces out there.
With the new conference, you got to see some new faces this year, new teams, Waynesville and Kickapoo. But from here on out, it's all teams that you're familiar with, that you've been in the conference with since you've been the head coach. What's it like to play those new faces in that Waynesville and Kickapoo?
I thought it was good. I mean, I'd seen a little bit of Kickapoo on film last year when we were preparing for Lebanon. But it's a different, not a different style, but just another good team with a lot of talented kids in our area. We see them in a lot of other sports, so I thought it was cool to get a chance to play them tonight. Waynesville the same way, and really for us, neither one of those teams could be in our district. So that's probably what I like most about it, is having more teams that maybe you don't have to turn around and play again in districts. And I always think that's tough to try to play a team twice. So having more teams in there and maybe not running into the same teams or as many of the same teams in districts is a good thing.
Coach, at what point, I've asked coaches, this, at what point do you kind of maybe take a sneak peek at the district standings, and as you try and maybe negotiate or maneuver yourself into a couple of home games in districts?
Yeah, honestly, I know this sounds cliche, but I try not to look ahead and try not to look at our districts much. I figure it'll take care of itself if we play well. And, so I'll be honest, I did watch a little bit of Branson. They got rained out on a Friday at halftime, and I was in Branson for my daughter's volleyball tournament. Looked out there, and there was a game going on. So I was able to watch their second half, and they're extremely impressive. They're a good football team. And so that's, I know they're in our district, so that's really all I know about our districts. Is just, I know Branson's for real this year, and I saw it firsthand. So obviously we'll create a tough district when that comes. But right now, as good as our conference is, man, and each week teams are really good. We got a lot of talented kids. We just got to focus on that and try to be ready to play.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you being generous with your time and putting up with me having that, screwed up there at the beginning. I tell you what, next time you're at the quarterback club, I'll buy you lunch.
All right, there you go. I appreciate it.
All right. Coach Ryan Cornelson, thank you so much. Have a great evening.
You too.
Coach Ryan Cornelson, kind enough to join us here, and that was 100% my fault on that. I did not have the right button pushed up, so you could hear him, and I could hear him, but he couldn't hear us, and that was on my end. Here's I'm 3 years into this, I'm still learning, but I appreciate everybody bearing with us. Hey, and I encourage you again. Go to our YouTube page at Missouri Sports Network and subscribe. You'll get all the live content that comes out throughout the week. You get to hear on Wednesday mornings the Where Are They Now Wednesday, where Kent Mueller from Playing on Sports. We cover every high school athlete that graduated in the state of Missouri that is playing at the NCAA Division I, Division II, or Division III level. Mix in some stats as well in all sports. That's on Wednesday morning. Monday mornings at 10 o'clock, you get to hear D-Row and Arch talk a little on deck. Monday mornings at 10 o'clock. Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. is Huddle Up, and then we get the morning updates that come out virtually every morning. And you may be listening to this on a Saturday, because we will rerun this show on Saturday. You can also go to the Missouri Sports Network and look at our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week. Got to visit with Joplin Volleyball, player today. Got to visit with the Jasper volleyball player today. Got to visit with the Lee Summit West head volleyball coach as they're preparing for the MOCAN, which is the Missouri-Kansas volleyball tournament at Lee Summit West. It's 16 teams, and they start at 8 o'clock in the morning with that tournament. They'll play it all in one day there at Lee Summit West High School. Also got to visit with Parkway South running back Cam Harris, who set a new school record, single game school record. He had 322 yards rushing on 29 carries a week ago. If you have a nominee for Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol, you can send us an email at MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com. And all things will be considered, and I do not pick these on my own. These are references from media people, coaches from around the state, but just shoot us an email with those if you've got something tonight. And my box just went off. I apologize, but I have got no power here. I don't know if you can still hear me. Outstanding. But won't be able to take any phone calls from here on out. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick timeout, and we will be back after these messages.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hear me on that?
I didn't have it.
Well, go. Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. It is Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you've tuned in, and wherever you may be listening from, hey, thanks. We appreciate it. There's 441 live viewers right now. So we will run through the scores one more time, and then we'll probably jump off here because, number one, we can't take any phone calls right now. So we will run through these scores as we have them right now here at the end. Of course, it's only 13 minutes left anyway in the show. Hey, it's presented by the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. On the scoreboard from last night, Thursday night scores, it's Miller over Diamond 12-8. Francis Howell defeats Francis Howell North 42-7. Lindbergh over Hazelwood Central 24-0. And tonight's scoreboard on an eight-man football was Archie over Osceola 56-6. Bramer defeats St. Paul Lutheran 85-32 with Southwest over Concordia 59-18. Lockwood defeats Greenfield 66-16. Hardin Central over Orick 46-20. Jasper defeats Drexel 48-14. Was Schuyler County over Keatsville 60-28. New Heights defeats Liberal 72-14. Mound City over Tarkio 42-20. North Andrew defeats St. Joe Christian 26-12. Paris over Northland Christian 74-8. Was Pattonsburg over Stanberry 58-22. Bishop LeBlanc defeats Plattsburgh 60-12. King City over Princeton 64-62. Appleton City over Rich Hill 58-20. Rockport defeats DeKalb 54-0. It was Slater over Santa Fe 82-0. West Nottoway defeats Platte Valley 58-20. South Holt over Stewartsville 69-12. Was Northwest defeating Sweet Springs 58-34. North Shelby over Wellington Napoleon 66-28. And Albany defeats Worth County 36-34. On page 2, in 11-man football was Russellville over Afton 34-22. Ash Grove defeats Pierce City 22-20. Caruthersville over Charleston 34-6. East Buchanan defeats North Platte 13-7. Trenton over Gallatin 35-12. Harrisburg defeats Salisbury 36-30. Houston over Kabul 56-0. Wright City defeats Louisiana 49-14. Marionville over Springfield Central 60-6. Van Far defeats Mark Twain 28-26. Mid Buchanan over West Platte 40-8. Was Adrian over Midway 26-0. Skyline defeats Lathrop 32-20. St. Vincent over Herculaneum 47-7. Haytide defeats Veritas Christian 58-20. On page 2, Mountain View Liberty defeats Ava 34-12. Cassville defeats Lamar 35-34. Monroe City over Centralia 36-34. Clever defeats Forsyth 27-26. El Dorado Springs over Versailles 49-8. Valley Catholic defeats Fredericktown 61-20. Jefferson over Cuba 41-14. Mountain Grove defeats Willow Springs 37-0. Bowling Green over North Callaway 50-8. Palmyra over Highland 46-6. St. Michael falls to Pembroke Hill 34-20. Scott City over Portageville 28-24. South Callaway defeats Montgomery County 35-19. South Shelby over Clark County 52-20. Stockton defeats Sarcoxy 49-21. Reed Springs shuts out Springfield Catholic. Thayer over Salem. Father Tolton over Summit Christian. Warsaw defeats Sherwood 49-7. Page 3. Boonville defeats Southern Boone 13-3. Blair Oaks over California 63-7. Richmond over Kansas City Center 46-0. Chillicothe over Cameron 28-26. Borgia over Duchesne 58-0. Hannibal shuts out Fulton 60-0. Kirksville over Moberly 28-7. Odessa falls to Oak Grove 29-22. St. James over Owensville 24-4. Pleasant Hill over Clinton 42-15. Seneca defeats Monette 64-14. St. Dominic over Park Hill Central 38-7. Live for Life over St. Mary's 26-24. Was St. Pius X out of Kansas City shutting out Maryville 61-0. Stratford defeats Buffalo. St. Clair over Sullivan 21-7. Page 4. Branson 46-21 over West Plains. Holt defeats St. Charles 33-20. Carl Junction over Logan Rogersville 38-13. SLU defeats Lutheran St. Charles 56-14. Marshfield over Hillcrest 28-7. Nevada defeats McDonald County 15-10. Mexico over Marshall 49-13. Parkview defeats Bolivar 28-7. Warrensburg over Harrisonville 56-24. Page 5. Nixa defeats Carthage 34-14. Eureka over Fox 27-0. Was Green Valley over Ruskin 35-6. Hazelwood East over Ladue 35-7. Jackson defeats Farmington 49-35. Joplin over Glendale 45-20. Lafayette defeats Parkway Central 58-0. Neosho over Waynesville 42-20. Parkway West over Parkway South 28-14. Cape Central over Poplar Bluff 49-6. Republic defeats Kickapoo. Troy Buchanan shuts out Timberland 42-0. Fort Zumwalt North over Washington 33-19. Ozark defeats Webb City 20-14. Lebanon over Willard. Page 6. CBC defeats DeSmet 38-14. Lee Summit over Liberty North 39-33. Lee Summit North over Bentonville, Arkansas 39-24. Was Oakville over Hazelwood West 45-32. Liberty defeats Park Hill South 42-7. Blue Springs South over Raymore Peculiar 51-12. Rockhurst defeats the Lee Summit West 38-17. Games on the docket for tomorrow. Miller Career Academy will be at Gateway. New Madrid County will be at Herman. Rockwood Summit will be at McClure. And Kirkwood will be at McClure North. Priory will be at MICDS. Jennings will be at Normandy. Grandview at Principia. Pattonville will be at Rittenhour. University City will be at Riverview Gardens. And Soldan will be at Roosevelt, and Benton will be at University Academy. Well, I certainly have enjoyed bringing this to you tonight. You've been listening to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. I'm going to close out here with a commercial just to see if it's going over the air. So let us know. Hey, everybody. It's been fun. Thanks to the coaches who called in. Jeff Geschwender from Hannibal, Cody Bull from Marshfield, Tom Cox from Mount Vernon, Ryan Cornelson from Republic. Certainly appreciate you listening to the show. Everybody have a good evening, good night, and God bless.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.